So we got to start something right now. Democrats don't seem like they got a plan. Republicans don't seem like they got a plan for us. So how the hell you gonna vote for them? Make them earn that vote. They can start today. They ain't got it yet.
Good morning, all you red-blooded, hard-working American citizens. Welcome back to my table. I definitely have to start talking about all these little different things that are tearing us apart, getting us to hate each other, getting us to fight against each other, which is separation. We're the most separate our country's ever been in history, especially if you want to go far left or far right. You people just keep on just wanting to hate each other, and it actually drives you to hate people. And you call yourselves a bunch of Christians, conservatives, where I come from. Psh. You want to know what's conservative, folks? My dad taught me that if I want something and I reach in my pocket, I pull out my money, and I ain't got enough for it, well, hell, son. You got to go out and strap them boots up and make some more money. And then you could buy that. Not this credit crap. Doofus faces. And all you got to do is be willing to live actually conservative. And then you get stuff like this. These are deeds, titles, compared to credit. I'm the only person that I actually know that owns everything he has. Therefore, I own the roof over my head that I gotta pay taxes on, right? I own the truck I drive. Ain't making no payment. The only tax I gotta pay is a new sticker every year. I own the motorcycle, my toy. That I gotta pay taxes for a sticker every year. When I sit here and see a lot of you folks way over your head in debt, doesn't even matter. You don't own the roof over your head. You don't own your car. And you don't even actually own your toys. Most of you. But you still got to pay taxes on them every year. And that's why I'm so super psyched for the future. Because you guys aren't going to have to admit that you don't own shit until they come take it from you, and they're actually in the process of doing that right now. AKA, hence, own nothing and be happy with it. Granted, I know for a fact a lot of people that actually think they have stuff, they work hard for it. You go to work every day and you try to pay your bills, except, oh shit, the taxes raised. I got laid off. All sorts of reasons why people end up losing their livelihood and everything they worked hard for. These things have been happening to us since before I was born. And after this election, if I can't convince you guys to help me, actually it's real easy and cheap and free. Like, share, subscribe, listen to my messages, make comments, because we're not all going to agree on everything all the time. That's why I've never been married. Are you kidding me? Anywho, I learned a lot from you people. I learned so much about what I'm not going to do because I heard enough of you tell me about the horror stories of doing those set things. Now, have I made my mistakes? Yes, everybody does. The way I handled different situations that everybody's got to go through was different. Most of the time, when I handled it my way, because I already heard folks in the same situation handle it their way, and that way actually sucks. Most of the time when I have to go through that same situation, and the way I handle it, honestly, I don't I don't know what you did to screw that up, but whatever. Good luck to all and to each their own. Anyway, I still have my problems. I have my struggles. I have my issues. The reason why I wasn't here for so long, several months, was because I actually lived in an apartment complex at, I guess, the perfect time. Because, let me see if I can find it. If I go here. Was it on my channel or in my videos? It's in my videos. So if I go here, and I go here,
See if I can get back there. I'll be back out.
so go ahead and tell us your name.
Terry Lawson. I'm 64,
And where are you from?
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
hmm
Awesome. What brought you to Ohio?
I moved here when I was 9.
Awesome.
I've
So
been
with your
here.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So where do you work now, Terry?
Liberty Nursing Center. Just down the road.
Oh, okay. So what exactly is that?
It's a nursing home.
Nursing home?
Yeah, I'm a STNA.
Awesome. Thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
So, how much is your monthly income?
It's about 1,700.
1,700.
Mm-hmm.
And how much did you start off paying rent here?
$425.
And that was how many years ago?
It'll be 3 years in September.
Okay. So, after like your bills, not including food, like just living expenses, how much do you think you have extra?
Well, it's not much because my rent was $495 and I was handling that. I decided to buy a Jeep. Well, the payment's $641. So at the end of the month, just bills, not including food, toilet paper, anything like that, I have $12 left.
And they just raised your rent.
They did.
And do you know how much more now? You were at
$425. Now I'm at $600 because I did sign the year lease.
Okay. So then, how do you think you're going to potentially make it?
Well, potentially I'm considering bankruptcy because I can't live.
So then you would lose your Jeep.
Yes, I'm gonna lose my Jeep.
Okay. So that covers how it's gonna affect you.
Yeah,
So then, how would you get to work?
I guess a cab. I have to because it's too far to walk. So that like somebody told me that was $13 each way, just right up the road. So that's gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
That last line.
Yes.
Maybe. I don't know. We'd have to run those numbers
Yeah.
because 5 days a week,
Right.
and you're actually doing a public service job
Mm-hmm.
that most folks just shouldn't have to go through. That's gonna be hard,
Yeah,
but
it is.
hopefully we'll get some resolution to this, and they'll work with us.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, folks. That was one of my neighbors. Because I was living in an apartment complex, 1 bedroom, nothing fancy, and definitely needs a lot of work. I started off paying $5.25, and I ran a month to month. Actually, that's all they offered me, was it's only month to month, because they already knew that they were trying to sell the apartment complex. So, whatever, I'm there for a couple months. Apartment complex got sold. The new owners, which is a company called Huge Realty in Greater Mansfield, they go in with individual investors to purchase properties like this. So as soon as the property was sold, we got a letter from the leasing lady, just the woman that works there. Wonderful woman. I'm not upset at her at all. She's only doing what she's told. She sent around a letter saying that, the apartment complex got sold, but don't worry, nothing's gonna change. But us tenants, some of us, kind of got out in the area a little bit, and we kind of talked about this, and I looked at every single one of them. I said, you do realize they're going to raise our rent. And some people be like, oh no, they won't, it's not worth, these places haven't been, most folks been living in there for a long time. She was there for 3 years, and she was one of the newer tenants. There was a buttload of them on fixed income, veterans and stuff, that are in basically hospital beds, that their rent just got raised. Now this young lady, she goes to work at a nursing home. And we all know that those nursing homes do not pay people a good enough income. She said she was making $1,700 a month. And everybody, to each their own do, but she needed a car to go to work. She was only paying $400. Now it's $600. It's $200 more a month that cut into her actual overall finances because she went and got a Jeep loan. So that way she could go to her job and take care of your old parents that are in nursing home, that are actually in the nursing home. Now, when society lets businesses do this to them at a time that inflation on everything is going up, do you think she is going to work right now? And this was months ago. Do you think she's going to work now, not worrying about how she's going to eat when she gets off, not worrying about if she's got enough money on her card to get a ride home from work, those are the concerns she's probably thinking about. And she's probably actually really feeling like she is not appreciated in all of society, going to a job that she is helping everybody else's old people, parents. So do you really think that that woman is taking care of your parents the best practice way? She probably ain't doing anything to hurt them. But I know for a fact they're understaffed. And she's only one person. So you think she's going way over and above to do more for nothing? Especially when everybody else around her don't care that a company can come in and raise your rent $200 just because they want to. Shit breaks my heart, folks. Now, I always adapt to my environment. Could I have paid that extra they wanted to charge me $650 because I still would have wanted to run a month to month instead of a year. I'm not signing a year for them shits. So I did what I could, which was I went ahead and I wrote them a letter saying June will be the last month that I'm there, because the money transfer would have been started in July. I wrote a statement. I said, you guys definitely priced me out. Therefore, I'm going to use June as my deposit, because I paid a deposit, same amount, $500 and whatever dollars. The add-on didn't take place until July. So for the June's rent, I handed them a letter, said, you guys priced me out. I know for a fact you're not going to give me back my deposit unless I fight for it. And at that juncture that you have to fight for your deposit, it's not worth getting it back. It's only $200 or $550. So then that's what I did. So I didn't pay June's rent. They already got it. It was my deposit that I paid when I moved in. With I'll be out by July. So fortunately enough, I had choices. I ended up going to a place, utilizing my cash, and buying the roof over my head, because I know this problem ain't going away. Ain't nobody trying to fix it. So renting, like, I'm done. I'm not gonna rent ever again in my life. I would rather live in my motorcycle. Anywho. So these people ended up well, the leasing lady, because I'm a personable type person, I took it into the office. I'm like, hey, this is what it is. You know, you guys priced me out. I am going to move, but I'm definitely going to utilize my deposit as my last month's rent. And she's like, well, that should be fine. Let me ask. Let me talk to the people. So she had talked to the people. And then within a week, I had a note on my door with them threatening to evict me. Now, at that juncture, that's what I wanted them to do. Because at the juncture that there is a court case going to proceed, then I could actually stand up and fight for these people. I would have been able to go to the news organizations, tell them the stories, get them involved, and I would have had the opportunity to stand in front of more than likely a magistrate and plead my case. And it ain't even about me. Like I said, I could afford an extra $200 a month, but listen, I work hard for my money. If you watch my work ethic videos, and if anybody I work with is or worked with is here, by all means, comment about my work ethic. Something called integrity. So I got that notice and I was like, all right. So then I went ahead and wrote a letter back to them, letting them know I got their letter and it's cool. Awesome. I told them exactly what I was going to do. I told them exactly why I was going to do it and why I pursued this path. And guess what they did? Putzes. They went ahead, wrote me a letter back, said they're not going to file for the eviction. And they said in that letter, we'll appreciate it if you're out by June. So I scuttlebutted out. I found this place, utilized my resources, got to own the roof over my head, and now I ain't got to deal with that no more. That's how I fight for my rights and stick up for myself against all these different things that occur to us. Now, if you got anything from this message, and you might want to help the only person running for the U.S. Senate seat in your great state, by all means, hop on, ride the wave, because that's what I'm about, riding the wave. And I want to take you guys with me. It actually always plays out in my favor whenever I cause a wave. When I was a minor in high school working for people, I used to just throw a pebble when it mattered to me. I literally looked at the owner of one Subway, because you know how they're all franchises. So I worked at the Subway down in Lexington. And the Subway owner, right up 42 in Mansfield, in the old Den building, that dude came in and got a sub from me. And with my customer service and his wow effect, he was like, you ever think about maybe going up the road? I'm like, well, like what, at another Subway? He's like, yeah. I wouldn't mind having you work for it. I'm like, okay. How much? And so this dude's all like, offered me 50 cents more than what I was making at that Subway in Lexington. So I straight look at my boss when he come in the next week, and I'm like, hey boss, what do you think about me getting a raise Like, I don't call off. I always show up. I do a good job, don't I? I always make sure everything's clean. And he's like, oh man, Mark, just can't give you a raise right now. So I was like, well, okay, boss. Well, that's a fine, but I'm letting you know I'm turning in my 2 weeks notice. He's like, what? I said, yeah. I'm like done working here. He's like, why? I said, because I can make more money someplace else. So I worked there 2 weeks, then I went up there and had me a job, making 50 cents more. That's me and working when I was in high school. You want somebody to fight for you, I will definitely bust my butt over the next 6 years of my life fighting for things like this. Oh, I gotta bring up screen. Right here. United States Compact. You could go ahead and read it. I got it on my Facebook here. I took my time and wrote it. Now, all of these reasons are the same exact reasons why we had to fight against tyranny, against the British folks. Except it's not just the British folks anymore. It's what they call globalists, elitists, corporatists. They have all sorts of names they like to call each other. But these are the 5 things that I actually seriously think I have a way to get all these things passed in 6 years. Because I've been watching and learning how these people do things. And actually, all you got to do is throw a little pebble in their pond. Oh, and the wave will get huge. And they won't know. They don't know how to deal with it. Anywho, I got that pebble. Definitely want to throw it in the pond. Hope you got something from this. Good luck to all. And to each their own. I'm the guy that will fight for you, not the Democrats and Republicans. We all know they're bought by lobbyists. Lobbyists get their money from corporatists, elitists, do. Come ride the wave, folks.